Welcome to the Emerging Lawyer series at the Coffee Corner Show, powered by the Emerging India Forum, TIF, and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Theme is litigation, leadership, and life. We're with us Aakanksha Munjhal, partner at Saikrishna Associates. From arguing before the Honorable Supreme Court to guiding India's top corporations through high-stake litigation, Aakanksha has carved a path that blends legal intellect with business acumen. With 17 years of dynamic experience across dispute resolution, advisory, and commercial law, she has not only been an advocate in the courtroom but also a pragmatic strategist in corporate boardrooms. Her journey spans the pillars of the legal profession, law firms, corporate in-house roles, policy work, and advisory leadership, making her a true force in the Indian legal ecosystem. Join us as we go through unfiltered discussion about her career, values, personal inspiration, and more. So, welcome, Aakanksha, today's coffee conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, let me explain you. There are three rounds: professional journey, personal journey, and rapid fire, where you will be in the hot seat and years of inspiration, legal AI 101, written by me, and it will be autographed.
Sure.
Friends, I'm Lion Amir Virani, host at Coffee Conversation, a legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution, author of 15 books. We help law firms, corporate legal, startup SMEs with world-class technology, software licensing, and tech training solutions. So my first question, Akansha, how has the journey shaped up and what were the key defining moments?
I'd say my journey shaped up pretty well. And key defining moments actually would be a few because I have left litigation, come back to litigation a number of times. And it probably was disillusionment with litigation, but only to realize that I'm a thoroughbred litigator. So I want to come back. So every time I have gone and done something, which is maybe join as an in-house counsel with Walmart or work with the UNDP, and coming back with the defining moments for me because that's when I realized that I need to be a litigating lawyer.
That's impressive. So, Akansha, in your opinion, how important is litigation strategy in preventing rather than just resolving disputes?
Extremely important. Without litigation strategy, you can't even go into litigation. That is one. And if we think about individuals or if we look at companies that may be in disputes with each other, ultimately the goal is that we want to resolve this. So if you don't have your litigation strategy in place, you will never reach the negotiation table where you can resolve rather than fight, which is what litigation ultimately does. So you need to strategize from day zero that if this were ever to go into litigation, what are your fallback options?
Wow. So, can you share a defining case or negotiation that truly tested your skills as a litigator?
Sure, there have been a few, but recently I've been negotiating few contracts with one of my clients and negotiating it with a few celebrities. And as we all know, people who are known and big companies, they all have their set policies and set ways to go about. So negotiating those contracts, and especially the way the celebrity is going to function and provide her or his services to the company, has always been difficult. My most difficult negotiation has been probably with the Australia Cricket Board because we do interact with a lot of players. But yes, they have one lawyer, and I've interacted with him a few times. It has always been a tough case. But ultimately, thankfully, we have all come out on the winning side where we've both compromised and realized that the contract is more important than pushing through what we had originally started with. So, yes, negotiating with them, especially on your indemnity clauses, your service clauses, is always difficult.
Wow. So, Akansha, with your deep expertise in TMT regulatory law, how do you see the Indian legal system adapting to emerging technologies like AI and data privacy challenges?
Oh, that's an interesting question. We have already started, I think, and especially I think Delhi High Court is the pioneer in AI usage and protecting people's rights, the work owner's rights. And the recent example we can see is that of Sadhguru. So his personality rights are being violated, were being violated, or in the case of other personalities like Arijit Singh, personality rights are being violated because of usage of AI. That is creation of maybe songs or lyrics or creation of an image which already exists in public and making into a moving image. That is what is protected. That if a celebrity, for example, is involved in something like this, his personality right trumps your AI right, your freedom to practice trade. It cannot be taken away, but you have to be diligent in the way you're utilizing without disparaging the celebrity. So I think India is coping up. We have a long way to go, considering it does raise a lot of privacy concerns as well. And that's where contract lawyers are going to become extremely important because there will have to be clauses that are in place that protect your data. One example would be that the data privacy laws they'll come into place, and the example for that would be the platform will need to ensure the user that their material will not be utilized to train the AI. So yes, I think we've started, but we have a long way to go.
Wow. So, as you have got experience at various courts and in law firms, how gender equality has evolved over the years and what more is needed?
I have been extremely fortunate to have worked in places and with people where gender has never been a question, never been a conversation topic because every place has been very gender agnostic. If you're a good worker, you're rewarded. Gender has nothing to do with it. But I understand I've been one of the lucky ones, and that's not the way the industry functions even today. I think we have taken a lot of steps, but sometimes I believe that our steps are misguided to the extent where we are creating reservations for women in places where merit is what needs to be seen. So we need to course correct already instead of waiting for this to backfire. So before we take the next step, I think let's course correct and then move towards empowerment of women instead of making women feel that they are a special category. We need to come back to ground and realize that it's all human beings and only merit works. And I think that'll be a step towards gender equality.
Wow. So, Akansha, what mindset shifts you have to go through when you go from being an in-house counsel to a role at law firms from the point of a litigator?
So for me, the mind shift was more when I was going from a law firm to in-house role because I'm used to being a litigator. I'm used to receiving all the information. When things have gone awry, that's when I step in. But as an in-house counsel, you are in the thick of things right from the beginning. So how it shaped me as a litigating lawyer is I became a business lawyer because of my stint as an in-house counsel. It becomes very important to understand that business needs to keep running. You can't have a black and white. You have to find out ways to keep the business running. You can't tell the business that no, this cannot be done. Please find the way to do it. And that's what we try and do today.
Wow. So, Akansha, you conducted training on risk compliance and interacting with regulators. How do
Yes.
you think legal training in India should evolve to prepare lawyers for such multi-dimensional roles?
I think one very important thing is that today, and I may be a minority when I say this, but today students want to pursue only one subject when they start to intern. But my suggestion would be that you need to train in every subject. You need to train with a corporate law firm, you need to train with a litigation law firm, you need to train with an independent practice. You need to understand and then eliminate. You cannot start from the process of elimination and then go out in the field without realizing how the law is going to function if you were not practicing in this field. That is one. Two, I think these days, since we are moving to a non litigation sphere. Yet we have a lot of litigation in the country. What happens is today students don't train themselves in trial work, which affects their advisory work later. So that's the second thing I think everyone needs to understand trial work. And trial work will also make you understand how a regulator is going to interpret what you're saying. So therefore, a couple of things that everyone needs to do are these.
Wow. So how has your leadership style evolved over the years, Akansha?
Oh, so I have come a long way. I have started from being a micromanager to wanting to know everything that's happening and how is my colleague addressing a situation, to letting my colleagues know, please go ahead, do what you feel like doing. Just ensure that it doesn't backfire on us. And even if it does, I have your back. We'll address the problem. So from a micromanager to empowering my team into taking their own decisions.
Wow. So what does a typical day in the life of a partner at Saikrishna and Associates look for you, Akansha?
Uh, it could be two kinds. One, on a day when I have court appearances, I mostly spend the whole day in court. And I have recently made the move to Bangalore. So I'm understanding how the courts function in Karnataka, which is very different from the way it functioned in Delhi, where I've practiced and I've spent most of my career. So that's a new thing I'm learning these days. And if I'm not in a court, then ordinarily it goes in between calls with clients or negotiations on contracts. There's a lot of advisory work that we do with regulators. It mostly goes in that. And sometimes, if I have some time, I need to keep myself updated with the new laws that are coming in. Then I do try and read up something or write an article. But that's honestly, that's very few days in the year.
No. So Akansha, who has been your mentor or who has influenced you from the world of litigation?
In the world of litigation, it has been a lot of people, and I have to credit my bosses, my ex-bosses, and and even till today, I learn a lot from my managing partner. It's the likes of Dr. Singhvi, Mr. Rothki, when I used to watch them in court, to working with them and working with Dr. Pinky Anand as my first job. She taught me a lot. She taught me a lot about litigation. And to Miss Ahuja, who I worked with in Karanjawala, the only thing that the way I have understood Supreme Court practice is what she has taught me, and I credit her completely with that. So I've been lucky to have a few mentors in my life, and they've all shaped me to be the lawyer that I am today.
Wow. So my last question for your professional journey round. You have mentored young lawyers across your journey. What are
Mhm.
the three most critical qualities you believe every emerging lawyer must cultivate today for being a good litigator?
Uh, Please go to court, observe proceedings. It's very important. You need to know how to construct your argument. So that will only come when you read case laws and when you observe proceedings. Two, please ask questions. There's no wrong question. You might think that some associates, associate, whoever you're working with, they'll think that you're not smart enough, but that's okay. You're not supposed to know everything. So please ask questions. Be diligent. Be responsive. Just those four things.
Wow. So let's go to next round and understand Akansha as a person. Tell us about your family and your formative years.
I have I've always lived in a nuclear family. I have my brother and my mother, who I'm very close to. They don't live in the same city as I do, and so I've been living away from home for quite some time. But we are very closely knit, and we know that we rely on each other a lot emotionally and even in times of distress. So I'm lucky to have them in my life. My formative years were all spent in Delhi. I'm born and brought up in Delhi. So my schooling, college, everything is from Delhi. So all my friends, my life has been in Delhi.
Wow. So let's go to your college days. Amity Law School, IP University. What are your memories, experiences, and how did it help in shaping your career?
Oh, Amity gave me a lot of confidence. I came from a school where I was just an above average student, maybe. Therefore, not a very confident person. I was in a school of overachievers. But Amity gave me the confidence to be myself. I did not know I had the oratory skills that I developed in Amity. So I credit Amity with my self confidence as well as letting me know that I can do well in litigation.
Wow. So when you're not in courtroom or in office,
Mhm.
how do you unwind or recharge?
Oh, how I unwind. I like going swimming. So water is what helps me de-stress. And I go meet friends. I try and read. I'm not a voracious reader anymore, which I was at one point of time. I'm getting back to it. I meet friends. I like experiencing new dining experiences because I've only spent a year in Bangalore, so I'm trying to explore the city and see what the city has to offer me. Yes, that's how my free time goes.
Wow. So Akansha, suppose you had entire week off with no email, client calls. Where
Mhm.
would you go and what would you do?
Oh, I'd go for the Antarctica cruise, hands down. Like, there's no question on that. I'm very sure there's no network there. All I want to do whale watching. I want to spend some time with the penguins, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Wow. Okay. What's that book or movie which has had a lasting impact on you?
Okay, I'm gonna get judged for this, but I'm still a Potterhead. I think Harry Potter is one of those books.
Okay. Wow. So which one?
All of them. I can't pick the whole
Okay.
series. I just identify with it.
And what about the movies?
Oh no, I don't think the movies are great, but one of the movie. I've not read To Kill a Mockingbird, but I think the movie was very well made, and Atticus Finch has been one of my favorite characters.
Wow. No, no. Okay. I was just asking you about Harry Potter movies.
Oh, Harry Potter
Uh,
movies are not
are you,
nice.
huh?
Harry Potter movies are not nice.
Okay,
Books are
fine.
better.
Yes. Okay, it's good. Okay. So, what is childhood memory when you recollect that brings a smile on your face?
Uh, the time I started learning how to swim and I started competing, and the days I could win something, that was a great day. And the second thing was when I realized maybe later in school life, in probably class 11, that I'm a decent dancer. I can dance. So, yeah, that definitely organizing annual functions, being a part of it, that always makes me happy.
Wow. So, if your friends had to describe you in three words, what would it be?
Mm, good listener, a good friend, and hopefully they'll say up for all experiences.
Wow. So, my last two questions are reflective ones. What are
Mhm.
your plans for 2025 personally and professionally?
Uh, Personally, is I've had a few physical injuries to get fit and get back to what I like doing is travel without pain. And professionally is to be out there, to be able to take up some more pro bono work. Two things
Mhm.
I think I am working towards in this year.
Wow. So, my last one is a googly one. Describe Akansha in one line.
Hmm. Um, Great lawyer, even better friend.
Oh, cool. So, let's put you in the hot seat. Rapid fire round. Litigation or advisory?
Litigation.
Supreme Court arguments or corporate boardroom meetings?
Supreme Court arguments any day.
Your go-to comfort food?
Pizza.
Your favorite color?
Red.
Best piece of advice received.
Work smart.
Wow. You're early morning or a night owl?
Early morning. I
A
crash very
quote,
early in the night.
a quote that motivates you.
Huh. A quote that motivates me. It's a quote by actually one of my teachers. It's not someone known, but as I said,
Fine.
work smart, don't always work hard.
Wow. One word that defines your legal journey.
Exciting.
Tea or coffee to recharge.
Tea.
Fine. Yes.
I have my tea
And
with
you
me.
did. You did well. And here's your book, Legal AI 101, which will be autographed and sent to you. So, all those young legal lawyers who want to be a litigator, watch this
Mhm.
episode as she is a diehard litigator. So, you will learn all the nuances as she has gone through the journey from being in house now. A being a litigator. She's also contributed to training, so many things, and now she's based in Bangalore. So all those coffee speakers, you can connect with Aakanksha and catch up over a cup of coffee, but she will have tea, so don't worry. Yes. So, like that, there are 500 coffee speakers who have shared the inspiring journeys. And if you want to be featured, so visit our website, the Emerging India Forum, or a LinkedIn company page, or you can ask one of the coffee speakers to put in a word to invite you to have conversations over a cup of coffee. So take care. We meet with another coffee speaker tomorrow and continue the inspiring conversations. Thank you.
Thank you.